matches at ringside when the New Day are either in a tag team match or defending the tag team titles. It's just awesome. Their antics, how they get on our nerves, and they always pay dividends to wrestling fans. One of the far more entertaining teams that I've seen in a really long time. But as I mentioned, the New Day are a far cry from a team like the Brain Busters. Even the Masters of the Powerbomb, Sid and Vader, definitely did circles around this team, and they probably wouldn't last 5 minutes in the ring with the Brain Busters, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, the Midnight Rockers. They definitely wouldn't last with any of those teams, and they wouldn't have survived in the Attitude Era with teams like the Job Squad, the Nation of Domination, the DOA, Los Boricuas. They would have never survived in the Attitude Era, even in the 80s or 90s. They wouldn't have lasted. But in this new talent initiative, they are definitely really appropriately fitting in with the new talent initiative and working with some of the legends they've had the privilege of working with. Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Biggie Langston have also had very impressive singles careers, but they are far more distributed, far more effectively as a three-man faction in WWE, which is why I don't think a good move would be breaking up the New Day right now. Eventually, the breakup of the New Day probably will happen, and we'll see them get back to a solo rhythm as singles competitors in WWE. But right now, I wouldn't recommend they break up the New Day, just as I wouldn't recommend they get rid of Bo Dallas, like they're considering doing, because people like the New Day and Bo Dallas are really over. So I wouldn't recommend getting rid of either Bo Dallas or the New Day right now. Eventually, you can break them up, but give them time. They have really come into their own, and that's something that I alluded to in my column commenting on the popularity of the New Day over the last couple of weeks on this website. The popularity of the New Day has absolutely exploded after they came into their own. They are so annoying, but they're one of those heel tag teams that you just seem to can't get enough of, and everybody seems to be jumping on the proverbial fan wagon, if you would, for the New Day, myself included. And you wouldn't expect me to jump on a fan wagon like the New Day, but I'm a really big fan of people like the New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Biggie Langston, and Bo Dallas for what they're doing in WWE. If you went to their Twitter, they're always posting inspiring tweets, and on Bo Dallas's Twitter as well, he's being very inspiring, and there are a lot of photos and videos shared of Bo Dallas merchandise and people wearing Bo Dallas t-shirts, either dog tags for the animals people have purchased they own, or Bo Dallas t-shirts posting their own inspirational moments and or stories. Bo Dallas and the New Day are really over, and it's beyond me why WWE aren't taking notice of all of this. The New Day may suck in the minds of a lot of people, but they are over, and as long as they keep getting on our nerves, they are going to be tag team champions for a very long time, and they are going to keep them together as a three-man faction. A smarter move couldn't have been made by WWE Creative in order to shake up the tag team division. If you were looking for some reason or some motive of shaking up the tag team division, the combination of Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E Langston, who is very impressive as the preacher, if you would, for the New Day, is a really big move, and it will go a long way in changing the complexion of the tag team division in WWE. In the opening sentence of my column talking about the New Day, I recently posted an archive for you for In This Corner with Jonathan Clarke. I said, regardless of how you feel about the New Day, they are over in WWE. Love them or hate them, whether you're for them or against them, they are over in WWE, and they're definitely one of the top 5 tag teams, and technically they are the best every time they're tag team champions, because when you're given that belt, when you're given that strap, you're obviously defined as the best team or singles competitor in the WWE, whatever division you've won the championship for. So the New Day have been on top, they've been considered the best, and they've had a chance to work with a legendary tag team like the Dudley Boys, where credit is definitely deserving for people like the New Day to get over in a program with the Dudley Boys. They previously defeated the Dudley Boys in a tag team match. They have squandered their way to victory over them, and they have definitely had a phenomenal program with the Dudley Boys, and I'm expecting phenomenal programs to come in the future for the New Day. Really big fan of what they're doing. They are so funny, from their promos to their antics by playing the trombone, for instance. I mean, how can you not really get into the whole New Day thing? People are chanting New Day sucks, and obviously the New Day obviously sucks in the minds of every WWE fan, but hey, they are serving the purpose of getting on our nerves, just as The Miz did when he was WWE Champion for about 5 months. You may not have liked the fact The Miz was champion after cashing in on Randy Orton, but he was getting on our nerves, and that's why his reign as champion was prolonged for almost 6 months, half of a year. And this is why the New Day are getting over. The same kind of psychology when you're talking about wrestling is applying to the New Day. They may not be the Brain Busters, they may not be the Powers of Pain, so to speak, but they are a team that's getting on our nerves, and that same sort of psychology is paying dividends because the New Day are definitely over, and that's why so many people are commenting about them for their written columns or their video blogs throughout YouTube. I can't say that I blame you, because I am just as much of a fan of the New Day as all of you are, and I'm going to continue to be a fan of the New Day until this fad, this new trend in tag team wrestling dies out. And along with the New Day, we have some very impressive tag teams who should be given the benefit of the doubt, which are going to take some time before they're ever given the benefit of the doubt. But as long as they're working, coinciding with the New Day and everything going on in the tag team division, only probable things can happen for the tag team division, just as it can for any division in WWE right now. You got John Cena as the U.S. champion again, reclaiming that title from Seth Rollins. Looking forward to big things from John Cena, although there's a rumor going around that he's going to be taking some time off. Don't know if I really buy into the whole idea of John Cena taking some time off. And I really agree with an article that was posted on my Facebook page about how if John Cena takes some time off, there are some reasons as to why WWE could suffer in the way of ratings dropping from John Cena being gone and sales of merchandise in the way of John Cena t-shirts and hats. I agree with some of the reasons why John Cena shouldn't be taking some time off. That columnist have posted on professional wrestling news websites. And there are a lot of stuff also going on in the way of Kane's return and Chris Jericho. So much going on with wrestling, so I don't think there's been a better time to be a wrestling fan than right now. On a term of a 5-star scale perspective rating, you can easily rate the New Day being over at least 4 to 5 stars because they're so entertaining. If not for how entertaining they were right now, I wouldn't really be buying into the whole idea of the New Day really being over, and there could be more teams in the same position that New Day are in right now. Not to say that teams won't get into that same position or level that New Day is currently in or on right now. It's all about how much the New Day really wants to run with what WWE Creative have come up for them to do. Making them heels was a really big move. Just making Sheamus all those years ago a fan favorite was a really big move. Don't know why they reversed their decision and made him go back to being a heel as now the Hawk Sheamus, the Hawk Celtic Warrior. Really not a big fan of that because he looks so stupid, in my opinion. WWE Creative do something marvelous and they turn it around and change it entirely. The complexion of it turns so disastrous, and I really don't know why. So we can probably point the finger of blame at WWE Creative and or Vince McMahon or Triple H, either or, for some of the things that are going on that we don't necessarily agree with in the WWE in terms of creativity. But in the way of the New Day, they are absolutely fucking awesome, really incredible as tag team champions, regardless if they're champions or not. They are really over, and they're going to continue to be over long before WrestleMania, heading into WrestleMania and into 2016. They're going to be over the top. They are definitely one of the top 3, if not top 5, tag teams in WWE right now. And how can you not be a fan and or supporter of the New Day or people like Bo Dallas if you don't want to talk about the New Day? Because these people are people that should be taken far more seriously than what they currently are being taken right now. Really a big fan of people like the New Day and Bo Dallas and expecting big things from them as we head in to 2016, which we aren't that far away from. 2016 is really not that far off when you really think about it. Just a couple of mere weeks, and we're heading into 2016, and we couldn't be looking at a more promising 2016 than what we are right now. It's being currently debated who's going to be winning the 2016 Royal Rumble and headlining WrestleMania. But when you talk about a tag team match for WrestleMania, tag team turmoil, tag team battle royal, the New Day, Kalisto, and Sin Cara are some teams who should be headlining WrestleMania this year because they are looking very impressive. And the tag team division, in my opinion, has never looked better. But there have been times, I understand, where people can find time to criticize teams like the New Day and what they're doing for the tag team division, because there have been times like this where there have been great teams in WWE's tag team division and nothing promising really has ever been done with great tag teams like Cody and Dusty Rhodes, representing the Rhodes family the way they were as both Gold and Stardust. That was a great team. Putting the tag team titles on them was a great move. Having the New Age Outlaws facing the Usos was a great move for WWE because you had a retro team like the New Age Outlaws, just you've had the Dudley Boys recently come back and challenge for the tag team titles like you did in the way of the New Age Outlaws a number of months ago. So they've tried desperately to change things up in the tag team division. They've had great teams and they've dropped the ball, and people, I guess, are expecting them to drop the ball with teams like the Dudleys and the New Day right now. But I can't see it happening. Not to say that it won't happen, but the thing is right now they've got so many good things going on for tag team wrestling right now. And if there ever was a time to be a fan of either wrestling in general or tag team wrestling, that time is now, because we have great tag teams making up the new talent issue, and we have a scattered legendary team coming up on 20 years for the Dudley Boys that are coming in and out all the time, either the Dudley Boys, the New Age Outlaws, or somebody else. So it's great to see tag team wrestling really coming into its own, and I couldn't be more proud of teams like the New Day right now for being as over as much as what they currently are. And I want your opinion on the Dudley Boys and the New Day doing what they're doing for the tag team division, and the New Day especially for being over as much as what they are. Testify indeed, in the words of Big E Langston, because it's a new day, in WWE. A new day has definitely dawned in professional wrestling. And what is your opinion of it? Give it to me in the comments of this video at Jonathan Clarke 22 on the tube. That is youtube.com/Jonathan Clarke 22. On Twitter, you can give me a less than 150-word tweet at Jonathan Clarke. Want to know how much that irritates you? And the new Facebook, with the new Facebook messaging sound, I know that annoys a lot of people. You can get in touch with me at HEW Entertainment, facebook.com/HEW Entertainment, by posting something on my Facebook wall to coincide with all the news items popping up from either ProWrestling.net, TMZ.com, or CNN.com. Covering the debate, of course, with Hillary Clinton and other presidential candidates in 2016, running with the campaign. Katy Perry jumping on board with that one, taking a look at some of the stuff going on CNN.com. We're going to be getting into all of this over the next couple of weeks. There's just so much news going on. So if you get a thought or a file on anything that we posted on our Facebook page or tweeted out on Twitter, posted on YouTube in the way of a video commentary, you can give me your thoughts on that and or file, and I really do appreciate that. But the New Day are the focal of this week's video blog. Just thought I'd post a video blog to coincide with the written column I did on the popularity of the New Day. Look for that for In This Corner with Jonathan Clarke. Cheap Shots from Jonathan Clarke also have a lot of blogs posted in reference of the New Day in the way of the Google video blog, which gets hundreds of page views every single day. Thank you guys so much for that. The New Day are over with us, and the New Day are obviously over with millions of WWE fans worldwide, because the New Day is here in WWE. The New Day may suck in the minds of a lot of critics, but how can you go without recognizing how much they are over and without giving them the benefit of the doubt? I can't see how you can't do that, because the New Day are really fucking awesome. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, and I will see you next week. Demi Lovato and Cool for the summer for you now, and I will see you really soon. You're listening to HEW Entertainment Radio, home of radio show host and columnist Jonathan Clarke.